In this task, you are presented with a visual representation of data in the form of a graph, chart, table, or diagram, and you are required to summarize and describe the information in a report format. Here is an overview of the key elements and structure of IELTS Writing Academic Task 1. Introduction. Paraphrasing the question. 1. Begin your report by paraphrasing the information provided in the task and providing an overview of the visual representation. 2. State the main trends or key features that will be discussed in the report. Overview. 1. Provide a brief summary of the main trends, significant changes, or overall patterns in the data. 2. This section should give the reader a clear understanding of the general picture before moving into specific details. Body paragraphs. 1. Present the specific details and key points of the visual representation in a logical and organized manner. 2. Use appropriate language to describe the data accurately, such as comparing and contrasting, identifying trends, and making connections between the data. 3. Support your descriptions with specific data and figures from the visual representation. 4. Group the information into paragraphs based on similarities or categories, and use linking words and phrases to create coherence and cohesion in your writing. Conclusion. 1. Summarize the main points discussed in the report without introducing any new information. 2. Conclude with a statement that summarizes the overall significance or implications of the data. Practicing with various types of visual representations, such as line graphs, bar charts, pie charts, tables, and diagrams, is crucial to familiarize yourself with the different formats and develop your skills in interpreting and describing data effectively. Remember, the IELTS Writing Academic Task 1 assesses your ability to interpret and present information, so practice analyzing different visual representations and summarizing the key details to improve your performance in this task. Types of visual representations. 1. Line graphs. These show changes over time and are used to depict trends, fluctuations, or comparisons. 2. Bar charts. These display data using rectangular bars to represent different categories or groups. 3. Pie charts. These present data as a circle divided into sectors, illustrating the proportions of different components. 4. Tables. These organize data in rows and columns, providing a clear structure for comparing and contrasting information. 5. Diagrams. These illustrate processes, systems, or structures, requiring you to describe the stages or components in detail. Describing data. 1. When describing data, pay attention to the key trends, comparisons, and significant details. 2. Use appropriate vocabulary to describe the data accurately, such as increase, decrease, peak, plateau, fluctuate, significant, dominant, and so on. 3. Support your descriptions with specific numbers, percentages, or figures from the visual representation. 4. Include time expressions when discussing line graphs or changes over time, such as between 2010 and 2015, from 2005 to 2010, or over a 10-year period. Organizing your report. 1. Aim for a clear and logical structure by grouping similar information together. 2. Use paragraphs to separate different aspects or categories of data. Task response and word count. 1. Make sure to address all the key features of the visual representation in your report. 2. Keep an eye on the word count, 150 words minimum, and ensure that you provide enough detail to accurately describe the data without exceeding the recommended word limit. When describing data in your report, it's important to accurately convey the information presented in the visual representation. Here are some tips and example sentences to help you with this. Comparing and contrasting. 2. Example sentence. The sales of product A increased steadily over the 5-year period, while the sales of product B remained relatively stagnant. Identifying trends. 1. Highlight any significant trends or patterns observed in the data. 2. Example sentence. The number of international tourists visiting the country showed a consistent upward trend from 2010 to 2018. 1. Describe any fluctuations or variations in the data, indicating both increases and decreases. 2. Example sentence. The temperature in the region experienced significant fluctuations throughout the year, with a sharp decline in December followed by a gradual increase in the following months. Presenting proportions or percentages. 1. Use precise language to describe proportions or percentages depicted in pie charts or bar charts. 2. Example sentence. The distribution of the budget allocation can be seen in the pie chart, with the largest share assigned to education, accounting for 40% of the total. Highlighting significant data points. 1. Emphasize specific data points or notable figures that stand out in the visual representation. 2. Example sentence. The unemployment rate in the city reached its lowest point in March 2022, dropping to just 3.5%. Plateau refers to a period when there is little or no change in the data. 1. Example sentence. The number of participants in the study reached a plateau after the initial growth phase, remaining stable for the next 6 months. Fluctuate describes a pattern of irregular or unpredictable changes in the data. 1. Example sentence. The stock prices fluctuated throughout the week, with sudden increases followed by sharp declines. Significant indicates data points or trends that are noteworthy or have a meaningful impact. 1. Example sentence. There was a significant increase in the production output after the implementation of the new manufacturing process. Dominant refers to the most prominent or influential element or category in the data. 1. Example sentence. In the survey responses, the dominant preference among participants was for eco-friendly packaging. Gradual describes a slow and steady change over time. 1. Example sentence. Over the course of several years, there has been a gradual decline in the use of fossil fuels for energy production. Steep indicates a sharp or rapid change in the data. 1. Example sentence. The unemployment rate experienced a steep rise in the first quarter of the year, reaching its highest level in a decade. Sustained describes a continuous or prolonged pattern in the data. 1. Example sentence. The advertising campaign led to a sustained increase in sales over a period of 6 months. Remember to support your descriptions with specific numbers, figures, or percentages from the visual representation to provide accurate and relevant information in your report. Practice analyzing different types of data and describing them in a concise and clear manner to enhance your skills in Task 1 of the IELTS Writing Academic Test.